My first time meeting my roommate, I think she was kind of scared of me, maybe, because she was quiet, and I didn't think she would be quiet. But I guess you kind of have to get to know somebody, and then you'll be able to open up to them, and then she wouldn't shut up.
I remember she reached out to me via email and she asked me a couple questions and I responded. She sent a picture, I sent a picture of myself, and so that's how we got started.
She was different than me. She was more outgoing, and I just thought we weren't gonna click.
Talked about where he was staying at. He was staying close by, and our interests. We both like FIFA. We were both trying to chase after girls, and we both like to party. So at first, it seemed like it was gonna be a great relationship.
And once we met each other, established rules that would work for both of us to get along, and because we were both strangers, that was the best way to go about it. Most importantly, we always respected each other, and I found that she was a great match. Actually, I haven't had a better roommate than her. We roomed for our freshman and our sophomore year of college.
Dinner together, we would go do the activities together, especially the first week of going to school. That's really the only person you knew, and meeting other hall members. Eventually I started liking her, and she did become my roommate for the next 2 years.
We never actually set up any rules or regulations as far as what was wrong, what was not, what we couldn't do. So I mean, that kind of created a problem later on, because he'd bring people in at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. when I was trying to sleep, for waking up early for my next class.
We actually never got into any fights. We got into a little bit of disagreements just because it was more of a cultural thing, I would say. She's German American and I'm Mexican American, so there was a clash in terms of the way she was raised and then the way I was raised, and sometimes she didn't understand where I was coming from, considering the fact that I was an out-of-state student and she was an in-state student, so that was added to the differences. So in my situation, I say there were more differences than similarities.
One memory that I can think of was coming out of my room at 7 o'clock in the morning, having to pee like super bad, and my roommate is on the toilet with her computer and she's just chilling with the door open, and I'm like, is this what we do at 7 o'clock in the morning? Because I'm not a morning person, so I was never up, and she was. So I think this was a daily thing for her. She would get up, go to the toilet with her computer, and I don't know, I guess study.
They had buses in our school that would take us to clubs. We took a bus to a club, and I mean, we had fun, and it was finally time to come back. When we were coming back, there was a drunk girl and 2 other girls in front of us. So as we were walking down, the drunk girl misses a step, falls down, hits her face first, and the 2 girls who were walking in front of them, they're like, my friends, they're leaving me behind. And then I yell out to the girls like, what the fuck are you doing, leaving your friend behind? And the girls are like, I don't even know who that girl is. So I mean, and then so we took her back to I guess P-Safe, which is public safety. But we were both confused, looking at each other like, I don't know what to do with this drunk chick.
We were coming from a store and we were stepping right into campus, and all of a sudden a drug addict coming out of the bushes out of nowhere started calling us names and was just like chasing us. But so we were walking and he was walking right behind us, and she had left her phone that day because it wasn't fully charged, and so my first reaction to someone chasing me or following me is to run. And her first reaction was to call the police. And since she didn't have her phone, she was waiting on me to call the police, and I was waiting on her to run because I didn't want to leave her behind. And so we just looked at each other and we were just like confused, like we weren't communicating very well. And so that's when I just grabbed her by her hand and we started running. And the guy chased after us, but we went inside. We made it inside the building.
Name's with Baby Cakes, that's her name. Well, the name I gave her. Trying to get her out of bed, she would always lock her room. So whenever I would go, I would knock and ask her, like, Baby Cakes, like, you ready to go to school? And she wouldn't reply. I'd knock again, no reply. So then what's one thing I learned about her was that she did like food and she did like my cooking. So I would knock on the door again. I'd be like, "Baby cakes, you want breakfast?" And she'd be like, "Yeah." So that's the only way I would get her out of bed in the mornings, and I will always remember that.
You should probably at least have a conversation maybe before moving day, so that you're not completely shocked by who you're going to be spending a whole entire year with. You should probably see if you guys have anything in common, music wise, food wise, club interests, things like that, because college is scary, and you kind of want to have at least one friend to do something with.